Hi, it's Counselor Colliver. I wanted to read you a really cool story. When I first saw it, it stirred so many different thoughts and emotions in me, and there was so much to think about. The book is called Toestomper and the Caterpillars by Sharleen Collicott. Toestomper lived alone, and he liked it that way. But sometimes when he felt just a little lonely, he would go to town and hang out with the rowdy ruffians. "Hello, you low-life rascals," he would greet them. The rowdy ruffians liked Toestomper because he was mean, rude, and disgusting. One day, when Toestomper went to town, his friends weren't there. Toestomper had to cause trouble all by himself. "This town is boring," he said, and he stomped out of town. On his way home, he saw a bunch of caterpillars in a bush, and Toestomper stomped the bush flat and growled, "Don't sleep in a bush, you hairy crybabies. Build a hut just like everybody else." The caterpillars didn't know how to build a hut. They followed Toestomper to learn. "Get away from me, you creepy creepers," he shouted. The caterpillars tried hard to build a hut themselves, but it fell over. They looked at Toestomper with tears in their eyes. Their tiny tongues were dry. Toestomper growled, "Here, you squishy wigglies, drink this water and leave me alone." When the sun went down, the caterpillars shivered at his door. Toestomper put a blanket in a box, and the caterpillars crawled inside to sleep. "Don't get used to it," he warned. "This is only for one night." Later that evening, the rowdy ruffians came over to play cards. Toestomper cheated, like he always did. "Those furry slugs are driving me crazy," he complained. When Barfy talked about the mischief he had done that day, Toestomper didn't even listen. "There must be 50 of these fuzzy bugs following me around," he growled. "Can't you talk about anything except those stupid caterpillars?" Nightmare asked. Toestomper continued, "They can't even build a hut." Nightmare banged the table and shouted, "I'm leaving. I can't play cards with all this caterpillar talk." Then he poured lemonade all over Toestomper. "We're leaving too," Basher and Barfy yelled. As Toestomper's friends left, Basher kicked over the caterpillar box. "Hey!" Toestomper shouted. "Be careful!" The caterpillars sat close to Toestomper and made soft sounds. Ooh! They tried to clean up the lemonade, but their little feet stuck to the floor. "You hairy crawlers aren't good for much," said Toestomper. "But at least you don't dump food on me." The next morning, Basher knocked on Toestomper's door. "Let's go to town and be mean." "I can't," Toestomper answered. "We're eating breakfast. Then Nightmare stuck his head through the window. "Let's go to town and be rude." "Not today," said Toestomper. "We're reading a book." A little later, Barfy walked by. "Come on, Toestomper. Let's go to town and be..." "Disgusting." "Not now. I want to build a buggy." "Toestomper isn't fun anymore," Basher whispered to Nightmare. "All he cares about are those dumb caterpillars. We have to do something about this." The next day, the rowdy ruffians came by again. "Come outside, Toestomper," Basher called. When Toestomper opened the door, his friends yanked him out, tied him up, and fastened him to a branch. Toestomper yelled and cursed. He tried to stomp, but he couldn't move. "We're taking all the caterpillars," Barfy told him. "It's for your own good." "Look out, hairballs!" Toestomper shouted. "Run and hide!" Catching the caterpillars wasn't easy. "Do we have them all?" Barfy asked. "Absolutely," answered Nightmare. "Now let's go find the birds." Ooh. But Nightmare was wrong. A few of the caterpillars had gotten away. The birds were eating lunch in a big oak tree. "Would you like some dessert?" Nightmare asked. Yum, yum," said the birds. The frightened caterpillars heard stomp, stomp, stomp in the distance. Suddenly, Toestomper was in the tree. "Don't eat my caterpillars!" he shouted. "Excuse us. So sorry. We didn't know that these desserts belong to you." Toestomper gathered up his caterpillars. "Follow me, you frazzled fuzzies. Let's get your buggy. We're going to town." Toestomper wheeled his caterpillars into a clothing store. "Give me the smallest size you have," he said. "Adorable," the townsfolk said. "Just delightful." The rowdy ruffians laughed at Toestomper. "Toestomper is a sissy," they jeered. "He hangs out with little dressed-up bugs." "These are my new friends," Toestomper said in a proud voice that startled the rowdy ruffians. "Climb into your buggy, my fancy dandies," he said. Then Toestomper took his caterpillars home and built them their own hut. From then on, Toestomper was very busy. He hardly ever had time to be rude, mean, or disgusting, and he was never lonely. Once in a while, they let the rowdy ruffians come over to play cards. Toestomper and the caterpillars always won. The end. Don't you just love that story? It shows how somebody who was mean and who was a bully and who enjoyed being unkind could find something small and helpless and learn how to be a different person, learn how to use all of the strengths that he had inside to be kind, to be a teacher, to be a mentor, to help those little caterpillars survive. And when he did, he found such happiness inside. He was never lonely again, and he stood up to his friends because he realized that his friends really weren't true friends. They only cared about being mean. They didn't care about Toestomper's interests. if they were different than his, and they even tried to destroy something that caterpillars had built and that Toestomper had found a lot of satisfaction in. He loved those little fuzzy wigglies, and he wanted to protect them. Each of us must learn to be kind and to be helpful and to control those feelings of being mean and unkind. Those are some natural, normal emotions that we can feel, but we have to learn to use the strengths that we have inside for good. Because when we use them for good, helping others and being kind, it's like we put those strengths into like a superpower or a superhero type of overdrive, and we become much stronger than we ever were before, and we make a difference in this world. I believe in you, and I believe that you can be kind to everyone around you, and I believe you can stand up to others who treat others badly. Be what you were meant to be. Use your strengths for good. Until next time.